Am I live? We are waiting for the Bela bill, guys. Bela bill. We are waiting for it. Waiting for the Bela bill. Who knows? Maybe cancelled it already. No, Ramaphosa. Let's see. I'm trying to check. We are waiting. Waiting for the Bela bill, guys. We want to see what Ramaphosa is going to do. So, um, oh, yeah. So tell me, guys, what do you think? Do you think Ramaphosa is going to sign the Bela bill, or maybe Ramaphosa is not going to do it? Uh, not supposed to hear this, guys. What is going on here? Where is my? Okay, so we are waiting, guys. We'll see what is going to happen. And the problem here is the Minister of Education, basic education. So she said she's not going to, actually, not that she said, I saw on the news where they said she's not going to attend the the meeting of the Bela bill. That means she's not going to be part of the signing of the Bela bill, you know. And anyway, we will see, guys, what is going to happen. I hope that now the problem though is if if the minister of basic education doesn't want to sign, not sign, but doesn't support the Bela bill, then what is going to happen? Because she's the one who's supposed to be implementing, okay? She is supposed to be implementing the Bela bill. So I don't know how is Shiko going to do it, because it seems like they are not interested, you know. So well, we will see, guys, what is going to happen. Unfortunately, I can't share the screen and show you things here because I'm having some trouble here. Well, we will see. Bela bill, stay there. We want to see the Bela bill, right? Yeah, do the do's. Coming back. Where is my earphones? Oh, you know. Relax. I think it's about to start. It is about to start. It is about to start. I don't know why I didn't play this thing. Is it not on YouTube? What is going on here? Government sometimes.
We will be kicking off shortly. Thank you so much.
Uh, what did he say? Let's hear. Ivan.
And so with the proceedings of the day, I would just like to ask that um, I would just like to ask that we keep our buildings. It's always a great day. Colleagues from the media, you are all warmly welcome to the union buildings. It's always a great day when the president is signing a bill. You always feel this festive mood in the union buildings. And you all look wonderful. Please give yourselves a round of applause. The president will be with us shortly, and as soon as he arrives, we'll then commence with the proceedings of the day. I would just like to ask that we keep our mobile phones on silence, please. I'm sure you've all been familiarized with comfort rooms, should you require comfort rooms. And at the end of the proceedings, I'm assuming that my colleagues in the media will be looking for some of you to give a comment or two, so you'll be welcome to do so, but we will not be facilitating it formally. They will be over there, they know you, and they will be approaching you. I'm sure they'll be looking forward to even talking to Premier Lesufi. So on that note, ladies and gentlemen, please be comfortable. We will be kicking off shortly. Thank you so much.
Okay, so before actually they come and tell us whatever they want to tell us, now, ladies and gents, okay, I think the dilemma, as I think I mentioned before when I came in, the dilemma is the Minister of Education, right? Because the Minister of Education, basic education, not Minister of Education, basic education, right? The problem with her is that she's not going to attend this ceremony. Remember, if she's not going to attend the ceremony, it becomes a problem because she's the one who's supposed to be implementing, the Bela bill. Okay. That means anything that she does, she will have to go through the Bela bill. She will have to check on the Bela bill before she can do anything or before she takes any decision of some sort. Okay. Now, that's the problem number one. Okay. Now, the problem number 2 is if the DA, that will be the members of the GNU, right? If they decide to actually go to court, it also becomes a problem because it's going to delay the implementation of the Bela bill. Now, we all know, I think we all know, guys, this fact, right? That the courts are part of armed state, and also parliament is one of the armed state, right? Now, if the DA goes to court and challenge this thing of this Bela bill, right, it becomes there is some conflict in terms of arms of state. Now, the reason why the DA will go to actually to court, that will be because they have lost in parliament. Remember, the Bela bill was passed in parliament, right? That means they voted and then they agreed that this Bela bill is a good thing. Okay, then they voted, they lost. Because the DA is not agreeing with the Bela bill, okay, obviously they voted against because they didn't agree. And remember, the DA is part of the GNU. There are dynamics there that are very tricky, okay. Obviously, when Ramaphosa was asked, yesterday in Parliament and in the NCOP during the questions and answers, he did say that he spoke to everybody, what, and stuff like that, okay? Now, this is the problem for me if the DA goes to court, okay? The DA, for me, okay, it's not a problem, but it will prove one thing for me, okay? It will prove that the DA doesn't want to actually lose in parliament. That means it's going to pose a problem to the ANC. Why? Because every time they need to make a decision on something that they don't agree with the DA, there's going to be court following. Okay, now that's going to be a problem for me. And it's going to prove to me that the DA, their aim is to make sure that everything that they don't agree with, they challenge. Okay, and it's going to create something that's going to be a conflict between the arms of state. Now you've got you've got an arms of state, which is the parliament. Now, people who are in parliament are people that are entrusted to make decisions for every person in South Africa, just like Advocate Mpofu said, that the people that are in parliament are chosen by the people in the country to actually stand for them in parliament, because always there is a decision. We can't come together, the whole 50 what million people coming together and making one decision. Then they were entrusted to be in parliament so that they can make a decision of some sort. And now, if that is the important arms of state, they decide to make a decision on a certain something that they agree on as parliament. Okay? Every decision is taken there. Everybody must take. Everybody must eat. Everybody must go by. Everybody must abide with it. Why? Because those people that are there are put by the people that voted them there. Now, the problem is, it's like the DA is sitting at the door, right? It's like it's sitting at the door and it's waiting for anything that they don't agree with their GNU partners, which is the ANC and other parties, okay? If they don't agree with anything or whatever decision that was taken by the ANC or even by the DA, and then they are sitting at the door, if ANC does anything that we don't like, we are going to move out, because they threatened the ANC to say, if you sign this thing, we are out of the GNU. But then obviously after the okay, I think they are coming in after the media, I think it's a media briefing from the DA. They actually decided to They actually, when Steinhazen was talking, he said that if they sign, then they will look on other ways. That means obviously they will go to court and do other things. Or maybe they might patch down and maybe they might say, you know what, we are going to compromise, because whether we like it or not, guys, when it comes to this GNU thing, okay, somebody must compromise. One way or another, somebody must compromise, and somebody must always compromise. Unfortunately, some people, they will have to compromise always because the ANC is the top party in the GNU. So any decision that comes from the ANC, I don't know. If they don't agree with each other, because when I saw also in the Union buildings, I saw Panyaza Lusufi is there, the premier. The Gauteng premier, is it Gauteng? Yeah, Johannesburg, what? Premier, he's there. And we know his views. He's not playing. He's telling the president, sign it, my brother. We will support you because you know, Panyaza. Panyaza, anything that has to do with people, anything that has to do with people, anything that puts people together, anything that makes people's lives better, he always supports. Even though, in my opinion, there are things that are in the Bela bill that I don't agree with. Obviously, I think there are. But if the parliament has passed the thing, there's nothing that I can do, right? Because that's how the system is. Let's take a listen, guys, because I'm wasting time. I'm talking too much. Thank you. Please keep on liking and sharing and do the do's there.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Vincent Makwenya. I'm the spokesperson to the president, and I'll be the program director today. It's between May and today. This morning, Mr. President, you're planning bill number 22. Since finding your pen, at some point we need element or that is reloaded because there's all that. Ladies and gentlemen, without taking up too much time, I won't say much about the bill, but I will invite to the podium Deputy Minister Dr. Mhaule, the Department of Basic Education, to give us brief remarks, and then invite the President to the podium. Dr. Mhaule.
So much, Program Director. Greetings to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa. Greetings to the Premier of Gauteng, Mr. Panyaza Lusufi. Greetings to the DG of the department, and greetings to all. The protocol has been established, but President, we have the President of SAPA, South African Principals Association, in our midst. We have all the unions, or not all, but we have many unions represented today here. The SGP associations, or 4 of them out of 5, yes, 4 over 5, they are here today. We have almost all the MECs of education in provinces present today, and the HODs. We have, I don't want to acknowledge everyone, but we're all acknowledged.
Keep liking,
we
ladies
have
and
the
gentlemen.
CEO of Malus in our midst. We have all the dignitaries as per the invitation from the presidency, and want to appreciate that you responded to the invitation by the president to come here. All distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Mr. President, I'm presenting this, the Basic Education Amendment Bill to you today, to the Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa. Yes. The Bela Bill has survived 3 administrations. It was officially presented to Parliament by the former Minister of Basic Education, Ms. Angie Motshekga, on 10 January 2022, supported by the former Deputy Minister, Mr. Elva Sulti, who's here in our midst there. And it has a long road, indeed. So the Basic Education Law Amendment Act amends certain sections of the South African Schools Act of 1996 to respond to administrative challenges I'm not here to give a speech. The president is the one to speak and sign the long-awaited Bela bill. Allow me to stand up as welcome His Excellency, President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, to address us.
Thank you. Let's be seated, please.
Let's be seated.
My apologies for a slight delay in arriving. Program Director, Mr. Vincent Mangwenya, and Deputy Minister of Basic Education, Dr. Mhaule, and the Premier of Province Gauteng. I hear he's here, but I haven't seen him. He's here. MECs of Basic Education, and indeed members of Parliament who have also come to grace this occasion, and the Director General of Basic Education, Tanzima Mweli, representatives of school governing bodies and associations, officials, and former members of Parliament who are here present, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. Earlier today, and that's one of the matters one has been working on, South Africans woke to the sad news of the passing of former Minister Pravin Gordhan. I had the occasion to go and spend some time with him last night in hospital as I returned from Cape Town before he passed on. And I was able to get a moment to speak to him, even though he could no longer hear me. But it was a sad moment for me to be able to watch him as he was passing on his journey to another world. He was one of the most principled and courageous freedom fighters that our nation has known and produced. We extend our condolences to his wife, Vanita, his daughters, Anisha and Priyesha, and to his family. Many of his family members I found gathered from all over the world. And even as I arrived, some were arriving from various parts of the world to see him as he was passing on. Pravin Gordhan dedicated his life to the struggle of the freedom of our people. He fought to liberate this country from the shackles of apartheid, from inequality, from poverty, and from hunger. He is one person who was driven by a vision of a society in which all people may achieve their full potential and in which all may realize their dreams. I have decided that we will have an official funeral to say our goodbyes to him as a nation in the coming days, as it will be announced. Today, we will witness the signing into law of the Basic Education Laws Amendment Bill. And in doing so, we will be affirming the vision of an equal society to which Pravin Gordhan dedicated his life. Now, the signing of this bill marks an important step towards resolving long-standing challenges in our education system. It was President Nelson Mandela It's a world in which all children have access to good education. This law is part of our ongoing effort to create such a world, a transformed world. Since the advent of democracy, we've made notable progress in expanding access to education for children of however barriers, as we all know, continue to exist in a number of areas regards to access. In many respects, education outcomes fall short of what our society needs and what the young people of our country deserve. Our Constitution enshrines the right of all to a basic education. It requires that when advancing this right, consideration should be given to equity, to practicability, as well as to historical redress. As a country, we are a signatory to a global set of treaties that oblige us to advance universal access to education. This means that our people should have equal opportunity to access education, and good education at that, regardless of their race, regardless of their national groups, regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of gender, regardless of sexual orientation, regardless of religion, regardless of physical or mental impairment. This also means that primary education should be free and compulsory. Education must be the instrument through which we uplift our nation. It must be the instrument through which we overcome poverty, inequality, and underdevelopment. Despite the progress that has been made, there are challenges in basic education that hinder our progress. We have seen cases of learners being denied admission to schools because of their language policies. We have had cases of children not being allowed back to school or to sit exams because their parents cannot pay the school fee. We have also seen great disparities in norms and standards, in governance and in access to resources that should enable our education to operate at the optimum level. The Basic Education Laws Amendment Bill seeks to address these and many other challenges. The bill is part of the state's ongoing effort to build an education system that is more effective and more equitable. The passage of this bill follows an extensive consultation process that sought to take account of the views and suggestions from across society. Consultation, engagement, and debate are, as we all know, defining features of our democracy. And in fact, if we ever get tempted to pass any law without full and thorough consultation, the final arbiter in our political architecture, which is the Constitutional Court, often strikes those laws and refers them back to the legislature. So we have made consultation a key hallmark of how we do things in South Africa. Consultation is important because it enriches the policies that are adopted and the laws that are passed. It adds many voices, many views, to whatever law that we seek to pass. It lays a firm foundation also to ensure that as we pass a law, we are certain that it will have gone through the processes of thorough consultation. Now, as we proceed forward, we're now saying that we are correcting, doing what we should have done years ago. Years ago, we should have focused more of our attention on the foundational level of education and ensure that there's great foundation in our children as they advance to higher levels of education, have had a strong foundation. Now, that is why grade R, the reception year before grade 1, will now be compulsory. This will enhance our focus on early childhood development, which we should have done years ago. It will ensure now, if you talk about transformation, yes, we are a bit late, maybe 20 years late, but nonetheless, we have arrived. We should have started right from the beginning with focusing on early childhood development. But this is where we are. Because it will ensure young children are better prepared for formal schooling. We found that those children who start off in properly structured ECD centers are better prepared for schooling. This law now requires schools to apply the same standards for the admission of learners. The bill contains provisions for improving school admission policies, particularly with respect to vulnerable learners, like the children of undocumented migrants. The legislation promotes greater accountability with respect to the role of parents and caregivers in ensuring children attend school consistently. I have often said that parents need to take up the responsibility of ensuring that their children do attend school. But teachers must also take up that responsibility. Children are not present at school. They need to ask themselves why those children are not at school and follow up. Homeschooling, which has become something that many parents are opting for, will now be subject to more effective regulation and oversight. And it is no longer you just do it for yourself.
This is a word of
It is
faith.
now going to be regulated because it is our responsibility as the state to make sure that every child in South Africa is educated. And we say this on a compulsory basis. To promote inclusivity, the new law guides schools on the development of codes of conduct that take into account respect for religious as well as cultural beliefs. This is important for fostering a more tolerant learning environment and a more tolerant society. As part of advancing diversity and inclusion, the new law advances the issue of the language policy. Schools have to consider the broader linguistic needs of the communities in which they are situated. The law seeks to align the role of the school governing body in determining language and admission policies with the responsibility of the education authority, the provincial education departments, to ensure the constitutional right to basic education. That is the authority of a state body to make sure that the right to education is enforced so that it is not it must be according to the law. So it is important on an area as important as education that there should be state involvement, as we say there should be parent involvement as well. So the two must be seen as complementary. And of course, the role of parents is so key and important, but so is the role of the state that has an overarching responsibility on what happens in education in our country. The law seeks to ensure uniformity and fairness in educational standards across all schools, and it is only the state that can do so, working together with parents. To improve safety in the learning environment, the legislation reinforces the ban on corporal punishment. It introduces stronger penalties for those who administer corporal punishment.
Eish,
The legislation introduces financial
I don't know
and
about
public
that. Man.
accountability frameworks for school governing bodies as well. It guides the oversight of their activities and work. There has been much debate about this bill. Different views have been sharply expressed. In the last few days, in fact, in the very last few hours, in the last few minutes, parties to the government of national unity, as well as parties outside the government of national unity, have expressed their wishes to further engage each other on some of the sections of the bill that deal with the issues, particularly of access, admission, and language. Now, up till just a few hours ago, a number of those parties have said, President, we have a solution to address these two issues.
Mhm.
And they have said, all we require, it's just a moment for further consultation. And they have said, we beg you not to sign the bill. Please do not sign the bill. I've said, no. I have committed to the people of South Africa that I am signing the bill today. And that's what I hope to do.
Oh, Ramaphosa, we nana. Yay!
See, you're very excited.
We are excited because you've made a bold
That's what I'm
decision
saying.
by yourself, sir.
But I have
That's
also
why we are
said,
excited. At least
I
now
am
you
hearing
are, you know.
listening to what you are saying. And in the spirit of cooperation and meaningful engagement, I cannot say no to engagement, even at this late hour.
Mm.
I cannot say that. I have to say, if you do believe that these challenges can be resolved, I am going to do the following. I am going to sign the bill to give a message to the people of South Africa that we are proceeding with the transformation of our education system. However, as president, I'm prepared to open a window for
Hey,
consultation for
volume.
a
My
limited
sister, I'm
period
sorry. No, I didn't see
on
you.
2 clauses.
I'm using some.
And I therefore decided that having signed the bill must now proceed to be implemented, and I'm glad that the Minister of Basic Education has clearly said that
hope
once
that's better.
signed, this becomes the law of the Republic, and the department, meaning herself, the deputy minister, and the department will go ahead and implement. The date of implementation, of course, the commencement to implement is a date that needs to be set. So implementation on signing should start immediately. However, I have said as president, I am willing to allow those who do believe that a solution will be found to the two clauses that they believe they have solutions for, to give them the opportunity. So I've decided to delay the implementation for clauses 4 and 5 of the bill by a period of 3 months. The rest of the act is implemented immediately. For 3 months, I allow 4 and 5 to those engagements. This will give the parties time to deliberate on these issues and make proposals on how the different views may be accommodated. Should the parties not be able to agree, I want to make this clear. Should the parties not be able to agree on an approach, then we will proceed with the full implementation of all the parts of the bill within a 3-month period.
I can tell you.
So, in making
I
this
think
decision, I am
Panyaza
drawing
this
on
one.
a tradition of engagement that goes back many years, including the drafting of our new constitution. At the time of the drafting of the new constitution, we had to resolve seemingly intricable differences that had occurred over issues such as the right to strike, language, education, and land. Education revolved around language as well. And in doing so, we were able to give each other time to finalize. And on these matters, we were able to find each other. And I believe that this can happen again. The approaches that have been made on this have come from the political parties in the GNU themselves, and I have decided that I'd like to give them the opportunity for 3 months to have those discussions and bring a report back to me. Should the report indicate that there is a solution that they have found, the various processes will ensue. If a solution has not been found, as they put their clever minds together, then the implementation of this bill will continue as passed by the legislature. Whatever our disagreements, we all seek a better, a more efficient, and a more equitable education system that best serves the children of South Africa. Now, this, I believe, is the best possible option. What it does, it gives those who have views, who have solutions, even at the late hour, to be able to come forward with solutions. Now, I'd like all of us to be open-minded, to enter this period, 3-month period, with a great deal of confidence that solution will be found. And in many ways, it will put pressure on everyone to find a solution. But I must make it clear, if a solution is not found, the law stands as I will have signed it today. That will be the law of the Republic. We all agree on the need for a common framework for collaboration as government, as school governing bodies, and as parents, for our education system to work for all and not for some. We have to work better We have to work in a smarter way. And in the end, we have to work in a cooperative way. That's why I'm invoking this process for 3 months. That on a cooperative basis, a solution must be found. And if it is not found, I have signed statements. Let all of us work together, therefore, to ensure that all our children receive good quality education wherever they are and whatever their circumstances. It is our responsibility in the end to create social cohesion and harmony. And the need to create social cohesion and harmony should not be the responsibility of some. It should be a collective responsibility of all of us. Let us take advantage of our diversity to move our country forward. And let me take this opportunity to thank all those who have participated in the process towards the passing of this important law. I know this law has been in the making for some 11 years. And finally, we have arrived at a moment when we have this basic education law amendment bill. Let us now work together to build the education system that our children need and deserve. I do believe that with this way forward, we will be able to find all the solutions that we need. I am now ready, prepared, willing, able, and positive to sign this law. Thank you.
Better with a round of applause. Let's give the president a better round of applause. Thank you very much, Mr. President. We will now proceed with the signing of the bill. Before you put pen to paper, sir, I'd like to invite the following stakeholders to be close to the main table as you sign. Premier Lesotho, please join the President and the Deputy Minister, the Director General from the Department of Basic Education. I would like also extend an invitation to the embassies to please join the President with the Deputy Minister and the Premier and the DG as he prepares to sign the bill. Can I ask all the photographers in front to please just be considerate of the colleagues at the back, please? Thank you. You can proceed, Mr. President, and sign.
Okay, so, well, Ramaphosa decided to sign the bill, but based on...
Colleagues in front that are taking pictures, please be considerate of your colleagues at the back. Thank you.
So he decides to sign the bill, and he signs the bill on the basis of the agreement, right, that was reached. But there are other parties, right, in this thing who don't want certain clauses or certain laws in the bill, you know, not to be put there. Why am I looking here? I'm supposed to look here. Hey, making videos, you know. So they didn't agree with certain clause or certain laws that are in the bill. Then Ramaphosa decides to do what? He decides to say, listen, you guys, you go and talk about this thing, and reach an agreement on these laws. Okay, but in the meantime, I'm going to sign the bill excluding these or these laws that you don't like. Go and talk about it. Go and agree, okay, amongst yourself, all right? And then when you reach an agreement, then obviously it will be engraved in. But if you don't reach an agreement within these 3 months, the bill goes on the way it is. That means no changes. It's going to be the way it is. If you didn't agree, you're going to have to swallow it. If you didn't agree, you're going to have to just take it in the cheek. Okay, so I like that the fact. Did you see when I was like celebrating? Yeah, it is because, guys, I don't think we have seen Ramaphosa speaking the way he's speaking when it comes to making a decision. He was very strict, and he actually made it very clear, that I said no to them because the other guys, they were like, don't sign, don't sign. We want to talk about this, don't sign. We want to engage on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ramaphosa was saying, no, we are signing it. It's been how many years? 11 years? I didn't even know. It's been 11 years since they were doing this thing. And then when it's supposed to be implemented, and then people come in and want to say things. It just doesn't make any sense. It's been, they should have followed this Bela bill from the beginning and see what are they putting there, and then they can deal with it before it is actually implemented. Ramaphosa was stand still and he said, no, I'm going to sign this thing. Whether you like it or not, I'm going to sign it. That's why I was celebrating, because now we can see the Ramaphosa that wants to make a decision. In other words, if you don't agree with it, swallow it. If you don't agree with it, well, jump to the sea and do whatever. It's a good thing, actually, as a leader, guys. And I can tell you guys, if you are, now I'm sorry, but I think you will understand why I'm saying this. You see, as a leader, there are times where you will need to consult people, consult that one, blah, blah, blah. But if something you see as a leader, as a person who is in charge, who is a leader, commander in chief, right? If you see this thing, it's a good thing. And a majority of people around you, the ones that maybe you are working with, agree. You just have to make a decision and say, listen, guys, I know you don't understand. I know you don't like 1, 2, 3, but I'm going to go on with this thing. I'm making this decision for the people. Now, I said when we were listening, I said to you, I am going to thank Panyaza Lusifi on this one. Trust me, guys. I am, even though I was not there, but I can tell you, Panyaza Lusifi was very hard, I believe. He told Ramaphosa to say, listen, my guy, if you are not going to do this, you are going to be in trouble. Okay? You need to think about the people. I know we've got egos. I know you've got your party, you've got NC, you've got TA, but I want you to make a decision that is going to benefit the people. Okay? Trust me, guys, I also do have the things that I don't like in the Bela bill. But if those things are going to be dealt with, it's okay. Because if we don't agree with something, we sit down, we talk about it. What can we do? How can it be changed? And then it can be engraved in later. You see, so I thank Panyaza, because it seems like Panyaza had some, because you can even hear the language of Ramaphosa. It's like it doesn't care. It's like, listen, I'm making the decision. This is about the people. It's not about you here. Okay? We are in an agreement here. We are in a statement of intent. And in the statement of intent, the majority, and it seems like the majority in the GNU did agree with the Bela bill. It's just those people, so they want to consider them and say, listen, go and talk about it. Let's engage on it. Let's see how we can do it. And then we can do, but the Bela bill is going to be signed because it's been long. Now, Panyaza, I can tell you guys again, Panyaza, Lucy, and guys, I don't know if these presidents, and especially President Ramaphosa right now, if he sees how important Panyaza is in his pre-presidency. He is very important, especially when it comes to him, which is Ramaphosa, not losing, okay, the focus of taking care of people, of serving the people, because every time he will want to go astray, he will want to do things that are not favoring the people. Payazo Lusufu will be there. Payazo Lusufu was on Twitter. Immediately when they were complaining about this thing, he tweeted. It was like, President, sign this thing. And then you can see that he's wrapping it in to actually Ramaphosa, which is good, you know. But yeah, guys, Bayoza Lusufi is something else, man. He resembles, I think, the likes of your Chris Hani, the likes of your, you know, those guys who are aggressive, Pan-African people, Pan-African guys, those who fight for black people. Doesn't even matter what you say, they fight for the people. You know, it is so amazing to see this. Now, I like the fact that he said, listen, we are signing, you don't agree with that, that's great. A lot of people maybe don't agree outside. Go and talk about it. Go see how you change it. Okay, that's it. And in the clause or in the laws, I think the good thing there, it is the one that is focused more on the education. That means people must get education. If you don't give your education your child, then you will be arrested, you will do this and that and that and blah, 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 blah. Okay, you must give your child an education. But the tricky part is the following, though. The tricky part is, what if the child doesn't want to go to school? Maybe he has a skill maybe of becoming, for example, like something that don't need him to go to school. Okay, maybe when it comes to, okay, I do understand. Okay, I understand that they talk about the primary school grade R, so they must start there, which I think is also important. Okay, so people are making noise now. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, all right, guys. So I think I'm gonna stop here because now people are just making noise. You know. So thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, do the do's. I would appreciate it. Okay, guys. And when I will make another videos about it and we will talk more on it, you can comment in the comment section. Okay. Sharp, sharp, guys. Have a good day.